Hey, Bobby here, KM6IKH. I'm going to show you guys the birth of a rugged spot. If my SD card holds up here and we have enough time. Anyways, what you haven't seen, all these pieces here have already been pre-cleaned. They're cleaned with a cloth with special treatment that we put on them, which is usually either our Zeiss or special cleaner that we use for acrylics. And each and every single one of these individual pieces has been cleaned, including the brass inserts. This is all the stuff people don't see and don't understand behind the scenes. So I'm just pulling the back off of this right now. I'm going to try to go pretty quick here because I don't know if this SD card is going to hold out. I don't know how much data I have on there already. So when these are made at the factory for us, the actual cases, there's a little bit of dust in those factories, and we cannot have dust in our units. So I just use the stickiness of the paper. It works pretty darn good to clean that off. Then we have to, whoops, a little extra here. And this is the minimal we do on each and every single one of our NEX-GEN units, by the way. Everything I'm doing here, and I'm actually going quick. We usually take our time a little bit more, but we're not sufficing anything because I prepped everything out first. Don't want any garbage on here. We also brush them. It's about attention to detail. And if you notice, I have jazz in the back here. If you hear anything that's politically incorrect in my jazz music, you can take a hike. Because if you listen to jazz music, the baby coddling generation out there would have a conniption fit. They'd be banning jazz next. Jazz is full of very seductive innuendos, and there was a music playing just a few minutes ago that would have put the loony liberals into space orbit because they're loony. I just call things as they are. You can take my opinions for what you like or what you don't like. It's all good to me. I really don't care. You know, the old saying goes, it's like a you-know-what hole. Everybody's got one, and I've got mine, and I'm entitled to them. So there you go. Whoops, pulled that out. So listen to my jazz and enjoy it. It's kind of nice, fun, it's relaxing. I love it. So these have already been cleaned, as I mentioned already. And so I'm going to do a quickie assembly and not lose anything or forget anything. Once this is on, we have to double clean, make sure the other side of that has been cleaned. Try to get every single speck of dust off here. Not always easy. Then we lay our motherboard on top there, like this. Hopefully this video will make it to the end. That'd be cool. And you know how it is. You get the video on, you can make some goofy mistakes. But I've put over 700 of these together, personally, by hand. I don't make many mistakes anymore, except if I'm doing this 2 or 3 or 4 in the morning. I've been known to put some of the bottoms on upside down. That seems to be what I always do by default when I get tired. So I watch for that. And this is the bottom hardware. By the way, this is all stainless steel hardware. We source this hardware various places. It's all high quality stainless steel. Everything we use is stainless steel, as a matter of fact. Doesn't mean it's impervious to water or damage, because the electronics, that's another deal. So we'll put this together. We get our bottom put together, and we just snug the motherboard in a little bit to get the ball rolling, and then we just throw our other assembly on top. This unit, the motherboard and the hat, have already been pre-tested. It was tested with the OLED screen off. It was tested with the OLED screen just propped up in the in the holes of the motherboard to make sure it worked, and then it was tested after it was soldered. Why do we do that? Do we need to do that? We don't really need to do that much testing, but why do we do that? Because we don't want to have any issues with the machine, and we built a pretty stellar reputation. I have no intentions and no plans on backtracking on that, because it takes time. A lot of time to build a reputation. Anybody that's done anything such as we're doing in manufacturing, regardless of what the product is, understands this. So it's just part of our case assembly. You have to make sure everything fits a certain way. I do this pretty much on autopilot. I've done so many. Let's blow it off a little bit. This is where we put our motherboard on. Make sure the pins are correct. You can easily get those pins off, by the way. Put this on. We put our L piece. Again, all these pieces have already been pre-cleaned with the treated cloth. Make sure that that hat is sitting all the way down on the pins. We always double check that. Now, and that's another issue also. It's rarely come up, but if somebody puts an antenna on one of these and starts pulling around and jerking on it, it can pull the hat up off the pins a little bit. No big deal, put it back down, but no one should be doing that in the first place. Now, there's a way to stop that board from moving at all, and there's several reasons I don't do that. Number one, if we ever need to service the unit, I will never be able to get the hat off the motherboard if I use super glue. But super glue will fix that. If you like to do that at home, folks, go right ahead. You will nullify your warranty immediately, though, because that's not how we do it at the factory. So you have to be fair and reasonable. But if you look at our warranty, it's the same warranty you'll get with Sony, Motorola, Hitachi, Samsung, on and on and on. It's a standard electronics warranty. You break inside something, you muck with it, show signs of any type of tampering whatsoever, your warranty is null and void immediately. And that just keeps the honest people honest. Fortunately, 99.9% of our wonderful customers, and I love our customers, they don't do things like that. If they have an issue, they call me or they email me, and we get those things taken care of and addressed. Simple beans as that. Whoops. See, I'm trying to rush here. Forgot to put a few pieces in. And it happens, but it's no biggie. I gotta put these in. Of course, I'm on the video and I'm trying to make time here, so you know how it is. You're under the rush, under the gun a little bit. This is pretty much assembled already. Pretty much how they go together. Sure makes it look easy when you've assembled as many as I have assembled. And I went out and hand-picked all this hardware, and I've done this from scratch. Once in a while, I got to tap this back in a little bit. Right there, catches on that little, that top color element. Once in a while. No big deal. Sometimes it just takes a rap or a tap, and it gets that brass nut over the top of that. Yeah. Just part of the assembly stuff. So I'll loosen this up a little bit more. Yeah, I actually do need to do that. There we go. Just pops it over that top color element. It's off like 1/2 millimeter. No big deal. That's it. That's it. So pretty much the unit's assembled. And I have some cleanup. I've got to tighten everything up, and I won't go through that, bore you guys to death. But I'll do a little bit more here. Just you snug this side down. That. And I have spacers here to space those off correctly. Little snuggy snug. A spacer here. That's basically it, folks. That's basically it. And then, of course, we clean it. We get all the little handprints, nasty little nasties off it. If I end up with a little dust inside, you see I can use that little brush. I can just clean that screen off. Used to be able to get these at Aaron Brothers, but they closed up. So, this is really, really handy. Originally, I bought this for cleaning off the the actual camera, digital camera sensors. Well, that came in handy. I'll use it for spots. Anyways, that's it, folks. I got to tighten up the bottom. Then we have to put the sink on and put the 4 feet on. But that's it. That's basically the birth of a rugged spot. Then it's going to be tested 2 more times and then burnt in for 24 hours. And that is the birth of a rugged spot, my friend. And that's how it's done. And yep, everything's where it's supposed to be. And once in a while we have to just set that down like that. Make sure everything's on the pins. I already know the antenna is going to fit. Of course the antenna is going to fit. That hole is extra size, and like that. Don't pull or jerk on the antenna. People don't do that. I've seen people do that, and they're jerking on the antennas and pulling it, and it can pull the motherboard up off the pins. But if you have it on like this, just give it a little push down, and it pushes it right down. That's a good thing. So there it is. That is a birth of a rugged spot after all the electronics have been pre-assembled. And again, we're going to go put the sink in and put the 4 feet on, clean it up, let it burn in, do all the programming, and ship it. That's all, folks. This is Bobby, KM6IKH. Have a great day.